child comes home to their family and is explained that they've had some sort of a bullying experience at school, it's kind of scary for a parent. We want to make sure that our kids are protected. So sometimes we give a piece of advice to a child because we just don't know any better that may not be the best thing for them. With bullying, this is really common. There are two pieces of advice that I hear parents and as well as teachers and mentors and other types of coaches consistently giving to kids that are just about almost the two worst things that you could say. The first one is stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, stand up to the bully. The second one we hear a lot is just ignore it. Just ignore it. You're better than that or you're stronger than that. Don't worry about what they're doing. Both of these are terrible if it's a legitimate bullying case. So let me explain what that means first. Bullying isn't just name calling or teasing. Bullying is name calling or teasing when it happens repeatedly, and here's the most important part people forget, when there's a perceived or real power imbalance. If there's no perceived power imbalance, if it's equal, then it's not really bullying. If the two people involved, the bully and the victim, they both see each other as equal, then it is easier for the victim. They can stand up for themselves or they can ignore it. Then that advice is great. But that's not bullying when that happens. If there is a real or perceived power difference, and this power difference could be because of a physical difference in stature or size, it could be because maybe the bully has information on the victim or on the target, or it could be that, like embarrassing information, right? Or it could be that maybe they just have more friends. Maybe they're more popular than the victim. So before a person down here, before the victim can ever think about standing up to the bully or even ignoring it, they have to raise their power level first. They have to feel better about themselves so that it gets them and the bully more on this equal level, so that the power difference, again, whether real or imagined, they imagine it to be the same or close to. But how do we do that? How do we get a child's self-esteem in relation to that bully to raise up? People bring their children to martial arts because they want them to be able to deal with this bully up here. And the only way that I've found that someone can realistically view themselves as equal in power level is if they train considerably hard in the martial arts. That means they train with seriousness. Master Funakoshi, one of the greatest, most well-known masters of karate, said and advised to train with deadly seriousness, to take your martial arts training so seriously that it was real. Imagine if, whether you're a child or an adult, and you're coming into the dojo to train, imagine if someone you knew was going to bully you or attack you or hurt you or say mean things to you right after you left, immediately after you left the dojo. Would you train hard? Yeah, of course you would, right? You would want to make sure you got every move down. You'd want to make sure that reverse punch you're working on, that you could use it. You can make it real. So that's how we have to train, and that's how I have to, and you as parents, have to encourage a child to train too. And it's only then, once they feel that power level is equal, then they can use their words. Then they can use all the verbal judo training that they work on. They can just walk away. They can ignore it. They can more easily tell a teacher. And what's amazing we find is once these power levels, once that imagined power level difference goes away, and it's seen to be equal, the bullying just usually stops automatically. Because, well, that's the definition of bullying. There's a power imbalance. So if there is no power imbalance, if the bully does not feel empowered, they're going to find somebody else. So let's encourage kids in the dojo, whether you are a teacher in the dojo, an assistant instructor, or a parent. Let's encourage them to train hard and make it real so that they can raise their self-confidence in themselves and their abilities to deal with situations at their worst.